We have Money in the Bank tomorrow night, and we got a huge card of excellent matchups, I guess, for lack of a... we have first up the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It's Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch, and we've seen these two just going back and forth and at it on the microphones, Nika. I'm still confused, as I was on the last time we talked about this, about what is the point of this matchup, because it seems like a repeat of the Backlash, and it seems like they've been stuck in this kind of tape ever since WrestleMania, or the night after WrestleMania when they lost the tag team belts together. They've just been going back and forth and back and forth, and there's really no like storyline to the drama.
Yeah, I hope they resolve this, because there's no point of carrying this further.
I agree. I feel like something's got to give here, and it's just there needs to be some kind of defining moment, whether that's Lyra finally taking Becky down and leaving her like unconscious in the middle of the ring, kind of similar to how Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre ended their feud.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, because that reminds me of this a little bit, right? Like, they're just going back and forth, but you kind of don't remember why they're fighting anymore. It's like Romeo and Juliet's family. Like, no one knows the feud's been going on for so long, and no one remembers how it started. And that just feels wandering aimlessly a little bit. And
Come on, writers.
Let's go. Let's move it on. Move it along. Who do you got in this match, though? Who do you think is gonna win this?
I think
match?
Lyra is gonna win. She's gonna retain the belt.
I agree. I think it's going to be Lyra with the victory on this one.
Again.
And it's going to make me question and head scratch on Sunday when we come and do these reviews of these matches.
What just happened?
Why did they fight again?
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on. We have a tag team match, and the last time is now. John Cena, Logan Paul taking on Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, and Jey Uso. I want to point out again, we have the World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Undisputed Champion in this match, which means neither belt is going to be on the line or changing hands tomorrow night. And I personally think that that's great, because it would take away from the actual Money in the Bank matchup if there were actual other championship bouts happening that night. So I think this was a smart move by WWE to sort of put the limelight on the actual briefcase matches and not put up any major championship belts, both in the women's division and the men's division. But who do you like in this matchup, Nika, after all of the back and forth and the jockeying?
Oh, I think Uso and Rhodes gonna retain. They're gonna win.
I'm gonna go in a different direction.
John Cena and Logan Paul?
John Cena and Logan Paul are going to somehow find a way to win this match, and I'm going to take this a step further, and there is going to be big-time drama at the close of this match as to whether or not, are you ready for this, Jey Uso is going to be able to wrestle Gunther on Monday night. They've been kind of playing up this storyline with Gunther and Jey Uso that, you know, you have too much friends, you're doing too much to help out your friends, and you're not focused on being a champion. And I feel like, you know, we talked about that Jey Uso had that big tag team matchup on Monday Night Raw that ended badly for him. And he got involved in the other match then later. There's all these feuds going on, like with different factions, I guess. Yeah. And I think we saw Jey Uso the last time we saw him, he was getting frog splashed by the Bronson Reed in the middle of the ring on Raw. So now they're going to come out tonight. We'll see what kind of shape he's in. And he has to wrestle tomorrow night. And then he has a championship defense against a really tough opponent on Monday.
So I think somebody's going to interfere in this fight. And
Tomorrow.
Yes, somebody's going to interfere, and I don't know.
I could still buy into the fact that Rhodes and Uso might win, but I still feel like the bigger thing to come out of this match is that Uso's... I think he's going to be in a sticky spot for Monday night. That they're going to play up that like he's injured or he took a beating.
So he cannot face Gunther.
Well, he will have to face him, but will he be weakened? You know,
okay.
and it's just playing into like Gunther's warning to him, you know, this whole time about like, you have too many friends, Jey. You're not focusing on yourself, Jey. So
happen.
I feel like in order to play up that part of the storyline, though, it would be fitting for him to take some kind of beating in this matchup that, you know, even if it's like the championship belt off the face, because Cena's been kind of using that as his signature move lately.
Yeah.
So I could see something like that happening and, like, you know, putting him in a precarious spot for his title defense on Monday.
Okay.
All right, that's my prediction for that. But
Nice.
let's get to the juicy stuff, Nika. We got the women's Money in the Bank 6-way championship match. Ladders are going to be involved. Nika, what is your prediction for this one? Keep in mind, whoever wins this briefcase will get to cash in on a championship match of their choosing. As far as I understand it, it's any match they want. Tag team championships, intercontinental championships, women's championships, whatever they want.
So who you got? Who you figure is gonna win?
You put it on me to guess first. Now, I thought you were gonna guess first.
Well, I was thinking it might be Naomi because of the setup from the previous match and her crocodile tears, and she needs a new partner.
Yes.
So that might be an angle that they take.
I think that's not a unreasonable angle to take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's tough to say looking at this. It's hard to disagree with you also because Naomi is a bona fide heel these days.
Yes.
And when it comes to like the lineup, you know, her and Roxanne Perez seem to be the two naughty chicks, if you will, in this matchup. I don't know who to pick in this one. My heart tells me Alexa because I feel like she's got a lot of fun and to her character. She's kind of like Harley Quinn in the WWE world. And I haven't been around since she's been champion. And I think she just came back at Royal Rumble this year. So that was the first event we watched in like decades.
Okay. Well,
I would also love to see Stephanie win, but I don't think that she's going to get that big of a push so quickly because it might rub some of these other women the wrong way.
And she just got promoted, so
I'm going to go face. I'm going to say Rhea Ripley is going to win because I look at Money in the Bank as the start of the WrestleMania season. And I feel like Rhea Ripley is a women's champion.
Okay.
I know last week on SmackDown, they were teasing Tiffany Stratton and getting into, she got Alexa Bliss behind stage, getting in her face, and she had some other run-ins. But I think Rhea is the champion. I think she's a big draw, and they got a lot of international events coming up this year. They might want her with some hardware around her waist when they do that.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good pick.
Yeah. I could see her getting some hardware at SummerSlam, and we'll see. We'll wait and see. All right. I'm picking Rhea Ripley. You're picking naughty Naomi.
Yep.
And that's what we got for the women's matchup. You can take it to the bank, or can you? Let's talk about the men's match, Nika. Boy, oh boy, we have Andrade in the upper right corner, Penta in the middle, and LA Knight on the left. And then down from him, it's Solo Sikoa. On the right, we have El Grande Americano. And, of course, in the bottom middle, it's everyone's favorite bad guy, Seth freaking Rollins. My favorite bad guy for sure. All right, Nika, who are you taking in this one?
Well, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, me too. I
can't see anybody else, although El Grande Americano maybe, but I have to go with Seth.
Yeah, I'm going with Seth too. And unlike the women's match where I can't like put my finger on who's the biggest one in the matchup, Seth freaking Rollins is the biggest star in this matchup, and he already made huge proclamation plans for what he plans to do with this briefcase. And
yeah,
I just feel like right now, him aligning with Paul Heyman so closely to WrestleMania, I mean, that just happened. You know, it's not been that long ago. And they are putting together this new axis of evil within WWE. They have Big Bronson Reed. They have Braun Breaker as their muscle. And now I think he goes for the briefcase, Nika. And,
I do too.
I think he gets it somehow. And I think he comes out on Raw on Monday night and announces a new era in WWE.
Oh, yeah.
And
I buy the storyline.
You can take it to the bank, everybody.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And yeah, Seth freaking Rollins, I want to remind everyone, will be guest hosting for Rich Eisen next month for only 2 days. So he's not taking a huge vacation or anything from WWE that we know of.
Well, he needs to recover.
But he will be guest hosting, and I feel like it would be a huge coup for WWE to have the world champion or someone that is like going to be in a title match at SummerSlam, maybe on August 1st, promoting the product at that time. So
spot on.
I like to take in these real world circumstances into consideration sometimes. And I don't spoil it for myself. I don't know any rumors or like if anyone's, going on vacation or anything like that. So it will be all fresh to see what happens. Nika, I'm excited. We have Money in the Bank coming up tomorrow night.